Yo, what up? I usually talk about the NBA and stuff like that, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. I'm going to talk about this gun violence in America. Uh, and just listening to what, some of these people, like the president is saying. And I'm going to tell you guys, you're probably not going to like what I have to say about it. Um, for one, for me to say prayers go out to these kids, it's like they're not going to hear my prayers. Those kids are gone. 10 of them, right? 10 of them gone, right? The families don't want to hear about my prayers. They want us to do something about it. You know, prayers go out to all of the black people being shot and killed by police. You know what I'm saying? Uh, prayers go out to those people who don't have weapons, and the police are killing them. There's black and white people, by the way, because white people go through that too. But so I'm just not going to act like it's just one race that's getting it. It seems to be three races. It seems to be the blacks, white, and the Mexicans, who are or the Hispanics that are getting it, because the Asians aren't getting it, and the people from India aren't getting it, and the people from the Middle East. What's really crazy in this country, they're not getting it either. Those races aren't getting hit with gun violence like the blacks, who've always been we're either getting hung, raped, uh, uh, dragged in the street, burned, hosed down, dogs set on us. Our children being shot and killed right in front of us. We have always gone through that, and there have always been, decent white people who've gone through it too. And that's just the way it is. Racism is a real thing. They just tried to hang a 9-year-old boy, and we still can't figure out if the girl that put up last year, who the girl was. And that whole supposedly fake hanging, but now I think that hanging was very real. The more I look at it, the more I'm like, this is not fake. This is a real hanging, and nobody knows who this woman is. Then there was a woman, 21-year-old woman, hung in North Carolina about a year or so ago. There was a young man hung. There are, the Sandra Bland cases where the police are killing people in jail. They're hanging people. Black people aren't safe on any level. But a knee-jerk reaction to all of this, the president, let's listen to what the president said. Some of what the president said about...
Before we do something,
and Jimmy Kimmel, thank you very much, Jimmy Kimmel, for coming out and speaking on it, and what you said was very true. He's talking about how, the president isn't going to do anything simply because it's not their children. It's not their children who are going through this. And, so a knee-jerk reaction.
The Constitution, as written, defending the Second Amendment, you'll keep your guns.
Yeah, defends the Second Amendment as long as it doesn't pertain to black people. Because as soon as they see a gun, they don't say, put the weapon down. They just shoot them. And that's it. It's happening all over America. And we get the point. You don't want us to have guns. Had a young man walk into a Walmart who wanted to legally purchase a gun. The people in Walmart didn't want him to. We had a young man in my city who had a BB gun that looked like an assault rifle that Walmart sells, and some white folks called and said, there's a guy in here with a gun. It's Walmart. They sell guns. Used, real, I don't think they sell used, but they sell fake, real guns. They look real. It was a BB gun, and what happened to his Second Amendment? The police went in there, said gun, and shot and killed him. They didn't say put the gun down. They didn't say put your hands up. They didn't say anything. They shot this man who was a father of one. He was a young man too. And they shot and killed him just because he had a gun, and they justified that. Listen, it's not a white or black thing. Before somebody says, you're trying to make it a black thing. No, I'm not. It's a gun. issue. That's what it is. And the president doesn't want to touch this because of the NRA. You want to know why he doesn't want to touch this? Because, yeah, his ratings will go down. The NRA controls a lot of what goes on here in America. So-called white America, make America great again. No, this is why white people are going up and naming black people, talking about get out of our country. This country was made on the backs of slaves and murder, when you murdered all the Indians. So we don't want to hear get out of your country, because this is not your country, okay? This is not your country. If it's anyone's country, it's the Indians' country, and you just took it. And that's it. This was never your country. You did not come from here. But now you got these kids who are killing kids. I'm going to tell you something. You allow the police to kill anybody they want to. They killed Tamir Rice in 2 seconds. They didn't tell him to drop the gun. He had a fake gun in his hand, minding his business. There was nobody else around. And they rode up and shot and killed him. But nonetheless, God has a sense of humor. Nature has a sense of humor. Let's put it to you like this. All of these school shootings is no accident. They're not. This is the liberty that you people will not put in check. You will, the Vegas shooting, the Sandy Hook, and all the others, Columbine, and all of that. This is what you created. You created this. When you allow people to go out and just shoot down anyone, especially the law enforcement, and you don't enforce the law. You say because they have a badge, it's okay for them to do it. And I don't care what nobody says. You can say this has nothing to do with the cops. Yes, it does. Because it's all over the place. We all see it. Every day somebody is getting shot and killed. A man just shot and killed the other day. Shot and killed him. 2 cops shot and killed him. Try to say it has nothing. Yes, it does. Because people see how easy it is to go out and shoot someone else and to take the life of someone else. And you can talk about all the murders in all the cities and all the black people. Yes, that's a damn shame too. Nobody is excused. Listen, God is not dead. Nobody is excusing anyone here. Black people, white people, I don't care who they are. Murder is murder regardless of your occupation. And I'm telling you, if you think these school shootings are the worst of it, you've lost your mind. You're not paying attention. Nature always finds a way. It does. And if you think that we're not a part of nature, you are really out of your damn mind. We are exactly what nature is. We are a part of it all the way down to the very beginning. And if you allow things to run amok, it will. And it will come to your doorstep. You think these kids, these 8 to 10 kids who were slain, you think that's going to be it? When was the last school shooting? When was the last one? I don't even think it was a month or so ago. And if you haven't noticed, it's getting more and more and more frequent. It's not because there are more guns on the street. That's not it. It's not because Smith & Wesson or whoever, Ruger or whoever is making these weapons. It's not because there's so many on the street. That's not what's going on. It's because they're on the street. And it's going to reach your doorstep. And you're going to be forced to make some type of drastic change. And that's when America's going to turn on its head. Because there are 9 militia that we know of in America. And they are armed to the teeth. And the minute you step out and try to tell them that they can't have their guns, this is when martial law is going to kick in. And it's going to be another civil war. And if you haven't been counting, the Civil War was the bloodiest war fought on American soil, and it's about to come right back around. Nature has a way. Trust me. You keep letting these people kill, regardless of what their occupation is. Just openly kill and then say they're not guilty when they are blatantly guilty. Nature noticed that. Oh, they're not guilty? Okay, fine. Let's see who's guilty now. Listen, I'm telling you, to say my heart goes out to these children and these families is an understatement. But we are all in trouble. We're all in trouble here in America. Look at London, England. Go look at those places. You don't see that there. You do not see any of that. Those guys the police don't even have guns. They don't run around and do stuff like this, and I've been there before. I'm telling you, nature is going to correct itself. It's going to correct us. It's going to get bigger and worse before it gets better because you don't want to do anything about it now. It's going to get terrible. Listen, SWAT teams are already shooting people up. Men, women, and children. That chick Gaines, she lost her life and they shot her 4-year-old kid. And everybody saw it. They shot a 4-year-old boy, and luckily he lived. And they killed his mother right in front of him. You think nature doesn't notice that? Oh yeah. It's going to come to your doorstep. And it's going to have your face. You can't turn around and blame another color for what you're doing. The only blame is going to be on you. And that's it. And that's all. It's going to be your own face who's doing the damage to your own people. Nature has a way. It will correct itself. And all those who are saying that, oh, it's okay, it didn't happen to me, it's going to happen to you. Just because you legislators don't send your sons and daughters to war, but yet you want to perpetuate war, you think that nature doesn't notice that? It'll come to you. It'll come to you. It will find you. It will hunt you down. It will find out who is perpetuating all these unnecessary deaths. And when it finds out who it is, it's going to be looking directly at you, and there's nothing you're going to be able to do to stop it. They're going to come out of the woods of Michigan. They're going to come out of the cities. They're going to come from everywhere, and this whole nation is going to turn over on its head. There's going to be more people turning into animals than acting civil. It's going to get ugly. So I can't really say prayers go out because it's a waste of time anymore. We marched in peace. You pulled out all kind of, you shot up our churches. You blew up our buses. You blew up the MOVE people in Chicago. You killed Johnny Gamage for nothing and act like it was nothing. You slew that boy in Louisiana who was selling CDs, and you did it all on purpose. We marched. We shot a man 11 times in the face who was 18 years old. We marched. You killed an 8-year-old girl in Detroit, and you shot her in the neck. And then you didn't take no accountability. You think these kids who are shooting up these schools, you think this is an accident. This is not an accident. This is a knee-jerk reaction to the liberty that you're giving people. And it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. And Timothy McVeigh is going to look like, what he did is going to be a small example of the end result. I feel sorry for us in America. I feel sorry for our leaders because they are too stupid and too bullheaded and too cocky to realize they're up against something that they can't stop. They can't stop it because they're too stupid. because they don't have the will to stop it. They don't want to. They want to keep it going so they can keep the rivers of blood flowing. So they're too stupid to stop it. But nature is going to stop it. It's going to come full turn. It's going to get bad, people. The streets are going to close. Your National Guards are going to be called. But there's just not going to be enough of them. You know why? Because they're going to turn on each other. And brother's going to fight brother, sister fights sister. And you can laugh at me all you want. But just think, these kids are walking into schools. It's not because of bullying, that's why they're doing it. It's not why they're doing it. You want to say, oh, they're protesting against the NRA or whatever, or it's a setup, or it's fake. But you know what's not fake? You know what's not fake? People's reaction to what they see. It didn't really happen. Don't believe it. No, no, no. You can't say that to everyone. It's fake news. No, no. You can't say it's fake news because it's news. Not everybody believes it's fake. Some people went home and loaded up an AR-15 because of what they saw. It's real to them. It's not fake. Regardless if it's staged or not. It's real to someone. And their reaction is going to be violent. And it's just going to keep going. And keep going. It's going to get bad. And the president can do something about it, but he's just too wrapped up in white America. There's going to be another shooting. If you look at frequency, if you try to look at statistics and try to look at the frequency of everything that's happening, I would say in less than 30 days, same event is going to happen. And then you're going to have a double frequency. It's going to get down to weeks, days. Then it's going to double and triple up. Because you didn't stop it at legislation. You won't stop it at the Supreme Court. You won't stop it in the courthouse. You want to keep letting the police do what they want until they're aiming guns at each other. We've already seen that happen in, what was it, Maryland? We've seen that happen. People, it's happening. So, like I said, I can't say my prayers go out to you, to the families, because they don't care. They don't care about my prayers. They want their children back. And I want them to have their children back. My prayers go out to this nation because, one, I live here. Two, there are innocent people involved. Regardless if it's fake news or not, somebody saw this. And I don't believe it's fake, and neither do they.